for reminding. Perfect,
Okay.
perfect. So that's fine because we haven't started, we haven't started doing a guided, work. So that's fine. This is just introduction at first. I mean, the first class, we're going to take about half an hour, which is right about half an hour right now that for introduction. So now, how's everyone's doing so far? You guys excited? Good, good. All right, so let's get started. I'm just going to share you quickly, just like what Jordana just shared. Akashic. What is Akashic? Akashic, a lot, it depends on how people perceive, but basically what it is it's like a collective consciousness. It's like a giant energetic field of this huge library, and just like what Jordana said, just like a big super computer, and each one of us is like iPhones, iPad, and we're all hooked in, linked into this Google. What do you want to know? What question do you have? What information you want to know? You Google it. We all connected. We all have this what is it, energetic field that we connect to the grid of consciousness. And that's how you access information. We all have that ability. Okay. So in this class, I'm going to guide you to go into the library, and you are going to get all this answer that I'm going to give you questions while we are on this, guided visualization that I'm going to guide you. Okay. So the first class, a lot of students who never have this experience before will question themselves. It's like, did I imagine this? Did I make it up? I always tell students to just let it flow. Okay. Ask your left brain, your analytical mind, to step aside. Just sit outside the door. Don't bother you. And allow your imagination. Just come in and let it flow. Just listen to my voice, my guided voice, and I'll guide you into Akashic. Meet your Akashic master. You are going to write everything. You are able to open up your eyes and just write in. Okay? Do you remember the time when you daydream? Right? You just kind of flow, and all the images just comes in. And you just feel so relaxed in that state of relaxation when you're daydreaming. I want you to go there, just like when you daydream. And if your thought ever come in, and ask yourself like, hey, did I just make it up? Just let it go. I want you to become like a little kid and just fill with imagination, filled with beautiful pictures in your mind's eyes. The way you see it is not like how we see in the physical eyes, just like how your daydreams, how you dreams actually. That's how you see it with your third eyes. However, if you practice like Jordana does for a long, long time, she goes into meditation on a daily basis for many years. In the beginning, it would be very unclear for her, just like everybody else. But after a while, I remember clearly she told me, Tina, I cannot separate between this dimension or in my inner world. They look so vivid. I can't separate. I can't separate realities where I'm at. That's how clear she was able to see. So, but it's going to take a while for each of you to be able to do that. You just have to trust and let go of all this analytical thought. Okay. Just let it flow, just like when you write book. Mary, just like how you write books, you just flow with that and write down with all the questions that I'm going to ask. Okay. Anyone else has questions before we begin? Any hands? All right. Are we ready? Cool. Okay. So let's get started. All right. And I'm going to turn off my camera. Okay. Just got you a pen and paper in front of you. Anyone needs to use the restroom before we start? All right. Nobody wants to. Ready? Let's go. All right, guys. Okay, at this point, at this moment, you can shut off your camera as well. Okay, you can begin to relax. Have a piece of paper in front of you. And I want to just take a slow, deep breathing in. Just breathe all the way in, all the way down to your stomach, and slowly let the breath out through your mouth. And just continue to do this a few more times. As you breathe in, slowly breathe at the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, slow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to imagine or visualize seeing yourself in this beautiful garden. It can be a beautiful place. It is the most magical place and the most beautiful place that you can picture. You can also pretend if you don't see, because what you feel is good enough. And all I want you to do is just to simply relax. As you begin to walk this journey in your inner world, as you breathe in, pretend to see what's around you inside of this beautiful garden. I want you to begin to activate all your senses. What do you see? What do you feel? And what do you smell? What do you hear? Listen to the sound of the birds, perhaps the winds, the branches of the trees. Look around you now. Allow yourself to move in this place. Perhaps you may notice so many beautiful green, bushy trees around you. You may notice many beautiful, colorful flowers. Take a look. Allow your imagination to flow. And as you move around this place, you may feel this moist below your bare feet. Perhaps you're walking on this fresh green grass. Just feel it and smell the green grass below your feet as you're stepping on or walking on. How does it make you feel? Look up in the sky. You may feel the warmth of the sun as you're looking up at this beautiful, bright, sunny, golden light from the sun. Feel it on your face, on your skin, your eyes. How does it make you feel? You may notice this beautiful white, fluffy clouds floating above you. And you may notice the sounds of the waterfall not too far from you, coming down from these tall green mountains. It feels so refreshed. And you may see yourself walk toward this waterfall. And as you get closer, just go right underneath the waterfall that's flowing down, down, down on your body. And just feel how refreshed it makes you feel. And when you're done, come out on the grass, on the ground. You can feel the soil, soft and moist. And I want you to picture yourself transform into this beautiful giant green tree. And just pretend or imagine that your tree becomes bigger and bigger. Your body becomes a tree trunk. Your feet becomes the roots. And you can feel your roots penetrate down through the earth, the soil, the grass, all the way down to the center of the earth. And you can anchor and wrap your roots around the crystal rocks at the center of the Mother Earth. You can pull up her energy all the way up through your body. And notice how you feel. You may feel this electrical current coming all the way up through your feet, your legs, your heart, up through your throat, all the way down to your crown. And just open up. At the center of your crown, open all the way up. You may picture that your crown turn into this big lotus flower. And as your lotus opening up on the top of your crown, allow yourself to receive the light, the energy of the sun. Bring it down to your flowers. This will open up your pineal gland and opening up your third eyes. And inside of this beautiful lotus, at the center, you begin to visualize or imagine that this lotus above your crown turn into this beautiful, beautiful golden library. And just picture inside of this place, what does it look like? I want you to take this moment to observe. Look at the wall. Look at the surrounding. If there's anything in there that catches your attention, any furniture, any color, how many rooms, is it big or small? You begin to grab your pen and start writing your experience. And then there's something, the feeling, that's telling you to walk toward this room. It feels like a main room that you have to enter. And as you enter into this room, there is an altar. And you begin to feel the presence in this room. Welcome, my child. Welcome. Come in. You heard the voice and you feel this intense love coming from this place that you never felt before. And as you look at the altar, there is this beautiful light being. It's so bright, standing right in front of you. Welcome, my child. Welcome home. And standing there, I want you to take a look. Who is this in front of you at the altar? Is it male or female? And what does this being feel like to you or look like to you? Write it down. And as this being welcome you in this place, write down what's your first impression or feeling. This is your Akashic master or teacher. You can ask your master, your teacher, any question. And you begin to see this giant book in front of you on this podium, right next to your Akashic master. What does this book look like to you or feel like? What color? Write it down. What is it made of? Is it open or closed? And then your Akashic master knows what you want to know. They know your questions. They know everything about you. So you will ask, what will happen or come in to your life this year and next year? Write down every feeling that comes in and don't question. Even if you feel you already know, just write it down fast without thinking. Ask about your health, your career, or your destiny and your path on this earth. You can ask about your family or any question that you would like to know or you would like to answer. Ask at this moment and begin to move your pen and just write. I want you to keep writing and not allow the left brain to interfere. Just flow with it. If you have current issue in your life that you need answer, ask your master at the moment to open the book, even see what the book look like, or bring in another book that represent your query, your question. See and feel what this book feel like. Now, your Akashic Master is ready to take you into the healing room. And you begin to follow your master or your teacher. And your Akashic teacher begin to guide you down the hallway. You see so many rooms. And you just continue walking until you reach the end of the hallway. And you look at the door in front of this healing room. The door is beautiful crystal color. And as you enter into this room, you see so many master healers from all the universe. And all the angels are here to heal you. They can heal you, heal your lifetime, different lifetime, heal your physical body, mental body, emotional body, energetic body. And begin to put you on this crystal bed. You can see your body turn into this light body. And just observe what all these beings are doing to your body. What part of your body are they working on you? And you can ask questions while you are watching them. Anything you want in regards to healing. Why are they doing this? Begin to observe what color, what area they stop. And who's healing you? How many beings are in this room to assist you? to assist in healing. Perhaps they remove all the blockages that's stopping you from moving forward in this lifetime. Take this moment to write down your experience in this room. Even observe what your room looks like in this healing chamber. Write down everything you feel, everything you sense. Even if it doesn't make sense to you, just write it down. Even if you feel that you just made it up, just write it down. Allow yourself to make it up. Let it flow. Now, your master or your teacher came up to you and said, "We're now done with the healing session. And from now on, you can bring anyone into this room to heal. There's always going to be so many different powerful healers in this place to assist you in healing. And as you walk out with your master, your Akashic teacher, they take you into the next room. And as you enter into this room, it looks like a movie theater. You noticed this soft cushion recliner seat. And you begin to sit down or lay down next to your master. Always remember, any question you have in this place, your master have all the answer for you. And you look up on the screen inside of this place. It looks like a giant theater. And the screen or the curtain in front of it has your name. And you wonder what it is all about. And your master said, "We're going to watch your past life or future life or your different realities. Anything you like. What is it that you like to watch? Would you like to watch your past life? Or you want to watch your different realities or future life?" And as you set intention of what you want to see, the screen, a curtain begins to open wide. And you begin to see yourself in a different timeline. Notice what you look like in that lifetime, male or female, or you don't look like what you look like in human lifetime. What are you wearing? And what your surrounding feels like or look like. Write it down. Even if you feel like you imagine or make it up at the moment, let it flow. Just keep writing. Move the scene as if you're watching the movie, forward or backward in that lifetime. To the very most moment, the important moment that you need to see or watch. What do you see or feel yourself doing? How does it feel? What kind of work do you do? How old do you feel you are? Male or female? What your body looks like, feel like. Take this moment to allow yourself to move the scene backward or forward in that lifetime. Write down, what do you feel? What timeline would that be? And what about what location are you at? What are you experience or lesson or what you learn in this lifetime? What's the purpose to have experience in this lifetime? Is it a happy, joyful lifetime to you or not? Write it down. And what lesson did you learn that mirrors your present lifetime? And from what you learned, how can you improve or change your present lifetime to be better? Or you can ask your Akashic master if you don't know the answer. What is it? Why your Akashic master showing you this lifetime? Write it down. Is there anyone in that lifetime that you know in the present lifetime? Just move the scene as if you're watching a movie. Write everything down. Now your higher self or your Akashic master said, now it's time to go back, my child. You can always come back in this place anytime you wish. And you begin to learn everything you want to learn and access from them in this place. And your Akashic master give you a gift. Take a look. What this gift looks like, feel like, and what is it for? Write it down. And your master walk you out of this place. And you see yourself go back into this beautiful garden that you were at before. You notice so many animals around you in this place. You can smell the fresh flowers, the fragrance, roses and jasmines, magnolia, pine trees, the sound of the birds. It is absolutely magnificent and beautiful. And then one animal came to you and tell you to jump back into the water again to cleanse before you come back. So you just jump into the water and play with all the sea creatures in the water. You go underneath the waterfall. You swim around the cave. And you collect some crystals and bring it back, put in your pocket. This is a healing water. They can always come back and heal and refresh your energy. And you come out of the water and you walk back. And you notice there's a stair, beautiful golden stair in front of you. And you're ready to come back. 1, step down with your right foot. 2, 3, going down. 4, 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, all the way down now. 9, 10. You are at the bottom of the stairway. And there's a door in front of you, golden door. And you know that when you open up this door, you're coming back into your room before you began this journey. Open the door now. And as you open, you see your body, this peaceful, calm body, that you're ready to go back. And you know that as soon as you go back in your body, and when you open your eyes, you're going to feel absolutely refreshed, amazing, and feeling wonderful all over. 1, going in. 2, back to your body. 3, open your eyes now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, feeling amazing and wonderful all over. Go ahead and start writing down everything that you haven't written down that's still coming through your feeling, your sense, everything that you feel. Write it all down. When you're done, you can turn on the camera. Okay, is everybody's coming back yet? Make sure you turn on the camera so I know you're back. Drink your water when you come back, so you feel refreshed. All right, welcome back. Jason, are you back? Okay. All right, now let's hear some feedback here. Yuhan, let's begin with you first. What was your experience like?
So at the beginning, I was following instruction, and I was able to envision into the environment. And then when you talk about the master, I had two vision. One Eastern setting, it's more so like, the Jesus with the figure. And on the other hand, it's still the Chinese Guan Yin, right? So there's overall library setting. It was, I think I have too much of a analytical mind, because whenever I try to project, it has to be something that real life experience. It's more so, again, a European library setting. And then I followed a thought, I think, to the later stage where I try to imagine my past life. That's where it gets really, really difficult. And, there were fragments of thoughts of me. It's still me now. Can't really project into, more dated stage. One is I would actually more so a cartoon image of me being a fox and at night in a, wouldn't say wilderness. The scene is more so cartoon night, and then dated even back. It would be more so like an Egyptian sort of setting where this younger woman who's not me, but I guess Egyptian, being really contemplative, not concerned, but really just wondering what the future is like in a very spacious room. So she would be relatively more so dark late in the evening. And then that's when going deeper down, I get a little frustrated and knowing it's me, right? I really rub my stomach, and I immediately know that me being frustrated, not being able to project even further and out of my own body. And then my mind came and says, why can I do this?
Remember I said to put your analytical mind on the side?
Yeah. So the feeling immediately wasn't pleasant, really just frustration.
And that's, I have to share with you, that's very typical, very normal for a new student. Okay. So this is something that you have to kind of get into. What it is I'm just giving you like a template, for you to kind of practice. But once you keep doing it, and this is when it's like when you start riding bicycle, or when you start swimming, or when you start doing anything, it takes repetition to keep doing that. Eventually, your mind just gonna relax, and then you're just gonna let it go, and you're just gonna flow with that. So don't worry about. Now, let me share with you briefly about what you saw, Jesus and Guan Yin. So you say you saw like two different worlds. What you saw is archetype, is symbolic, and that's a mirror of yourself at the moment. What Jesus represent to you?
I guess it's an idea of a universe, God, right? So I think not exactly knowing what that entails to me, but just a higher God.
Right. But also, most people would say Jesus represents energy of love, You know, he came here to represent love and also waking people up, right? That's you at the moment as well. What Guan Yin represents? Also love, compassion, but also sacrifice, you
Oh,
know,
okay. To
for the
me, it's
family.
feminine,
Mhm. Yeah,
soft
right.
energy.
That's also represent you at the moment as well. Does that make sense? So you look at that, you know, you see the higher self or Akashic master, whoever that you experience and you meet at the moment, because we change all the time. That's why sometimes students said, you know, Tina, how come, you know, there's a different higher self or a different Akashic master at the moment? Because as we're changing, shifting, you're also seeing a different being coming into your vision or your inner world in your journey, you know. So at the moment, that's what you are mirroring, the archetype of Jesus and Guan Yin. Does that make sense? Yeah, cool. Yeah. So you truly really interested in this path, in the consciousness and awareness and waking up and spreading love and light, you know? So that's what it is.
Mm.
So that makes sense? Yeah. So, you know, don't worry, we'll have homework and practice. You know, we're gonna have practice for everyone. You're gonna get a lot more practice starting next week. So I'm gonna have you read each other next week. So starting next week is gonna be a lot of practice. So it's gonna be a constant practice all the time. All right, great. Mary, what you, what's your experience? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I sure need a lot more practice.
No, that's why I said this is typical for a new student, so don't worry. Yes, but
Okay.
share what you get today.
Well, I just followed you know, your descriptors and imagine the garden and the grass and the feel of it. So I just pretty much followed that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when it came to entering into the library, Kasha records were golden pages. It was a large book. It was open. I didn't get too far on asking questions and getting any answers.
That's okay.
I was just still trying to relax and just trying to observe what was in the library. You know, I asked about the health. Health is fine. That's the farthest I could get with that. Because I don't have anything immediately about myself that I'm concerned about. So it wasn't like I need an answer. So I just went with it. Also in the library, I don't know if it's a library, we moved to another room or something, that we were to envision our body lying down somewhere, like in a capsule. Mine was a capsule. And to have my consciousness observe my body and observe the surrounding area. It was spacious. It was a high ceiling. There were several white robe masters. I couldn't see any face.
Mhm.
And then I think we flowed somewhere else. And I think I fell asleep.
Don't worry, because when you sleep, your subconscious also, you know, record everything. And
Yeah.
sometimes when people sleep, because sometimes that's what they take you somewhere and you just don't remember.
Yeah. And also I found it a little hard to try to stay in that calm state to write and then try to get back because I have to open my eyes to see what I'm writing and then
Mhm.
get back into it. So that was a little difficult for me to do.
Yeah, part of practice. Okay. So, Mary, you're gonna get a hang of it once you just open up your eyes lightly and just write down quick. That's how, like a lot of people would do automatic writing. You know, they'll channel information and they'll start writing. And sometimes they don't even open up their eyes that much. They just open up very little and just to see what they're writing a little bit, but they just keep on writing nonstop. And that's how they begin to do automatic writing. Now, you know, golden, you probably, you know, everything that you experience in the Akashic, everything's all symbolic. The language of subconscious mind are all symbols, pictures, stories, images. Okay, so like you see a golden book. What's gold represent? You see all these temples all around the world, they're all in gold. And when you see a gold, what is the value of the gold? Everybody wants gold. The origin of the earth, where they came down, the story talks about how Anunnaki came down to look for gold. You see? So when you see a golden book, that represents, the book represents you, the book also represents a person, a large book. So that tells you're very connected to the divine. You want, either you want to connect to divine or connect, you're ready to open up spiritually. Your book is big. That means you have a lot of knowledge, whether or not you're aware of it, the spiritual knowledge. You may not be aware of it in the third dimensional body of being as Mary, but your golden book showing that you have a lot, you have a lot of wisdom. Okay, it's open. So you're an open book. You love to share. You will share the book that you open, like to share. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have a question. There were
Yes.
times in which I had no thoughts. It was just blank. At times it was just like nothing coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at times. Maybe that's when I got fell asleep or something.
Yeah.
but-
And that's okay. That's normal for a lot of new students. That's what even my own experience. I have come across that experience as well. Just went blank. I didn't know what it is. A lot of mental, business talking, questioning myself. Am I imagining or not? That's what it is. But once you get a hang of that, practice more and more, you're just going to begin to see all this, like daydream. Allow yourself to daydream. And that's going to become the stories. Allow yourself to create the story, just like how you write books, Mary. Same
Yeah.
thing.
I think what was also helpful when you were describing the environment and going from room to room, I think what was helpful for me to get is to get into that environment, get into that room, almost like projecting myself in there rather than just kind of being a spectator looking at it, but
Right.
to more into it. That's what I tried to do, or I think that kind of helped me get into it.
Perfect. Perfect. Don't worry, we'll get a lot more practice, so you'll get a hang of it. And that's what happened to everyone. For
Right.
me, first time I did it, the first time I did it, well, it was blank, completely blank. So when I first started this journey, it was completely blank. I didn't get as far as many of you guys did. Okay. Jason, what did you get? Are you there? Turn on the mic. Oh, you fall asleep. All right. So since he didn't respond, let's go with Kiki. What did you experience, Kiki? Hello.
Yeah, at first when you guided us to it's like for me, it's like a beautiful garden.
Can you speak a little louder, Kiki? I didn't hear you. Mhm.
Like a magical garden. So it was beautiful, and then when we enter the room, I saw like a big tall white robe guy, but I feel like there is both energy. I can't see the face, but
Mhm.
it's still like feminine and masculine, but more I think more feminine. I
Mhm.
can't really, but it's not really like a man or a woman. And then the face is like so bright. It's
Mhm.
like more like a golden fire or something.
Mhm.
And after that, you asked me to ask a question. I didn't get any answer either. Um, and then we moved to the healing chamber, healing room. At one, I saw a lot of people in there, and I lied out on that crystal. There is two on this side, and one on the head and one on the feet. So they were doing, I don't know, something, and then I feel loving, and feel like I got some feeling from my hand, my head, and my feet, and then also my tummy. After that, then we entered to the theater room. That one,
Mhm.
I got really emotional. I don't know why. I started to feel like I want to cry. And then he said, okay, sit and relax, and then curtain open. And you said, ask them if they want to see future, past, or anything. So I just said, okay, just show me what I need to know. And then it's the
Mhm.
like I was a woman then, back then. All time I'm wearing, I don't know, like a 1800 century or something.
Mhm.
And I sit on the grass. It's like the river on in front. There is the tree. I would just sit there like a picnic, and then there is a little boy with me, next to me. I feel really love to him, towards him, but then somehow feel really sad, like really, really sad.
Mhm.
So I cry in that, I just cry and cry, and then I don't know what's happening. And it's just so emotional. And then you ask like if it's connected to this life.
Mhm.
I think I realized that I have fear of being open to love in this life.
Fear
I
of
don't
what?
know, open to love.
Open to love. Okay. Mhm.
So at the moment, I don't have family. I mean, I don't marry. I don't have kids. Okay, because I feel like to feel that peace, it's gonna hurt so much if you losing or something. I don't know.
Mhm.
So I kind of close up. I used to have a boyfriend before as well, but yeah, we broke up. And then in that moment, while still crying and feeling all that, there is the guy who's walking towards me from behind. There is the tree like this, and he's skinny, wearing black. Um, he just walk, and then your guy is about to like give in. So I was like, he's coming, and I was like, oh, okay. But then I supposed to go out with my master, right? So, but
Mhm.
I didn't able to do completion, and then so I just left, and then but the feeling still, yeah, really sad.
Mhm.
Yeah, we came out, and then I was in the water, try to swim. And you said enter the cave, the crystal cave. I had a dream. This is like real, okay? 2 times where they took me to the cave, and there is the water to pick the crystal. First time I didn't. I was looking, and then I didn't pick it. Second time, it's different time, and then I think I finally picked it up in the second dream. And this time I also picked the crystal and bring back with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So it was very visual for you, huh? With this. Yeah. So this kind of tell like we all have different gift. You see, like Kitty, yeah, Kiki, she's very visual, so she's clairvoyant. For her, clairvoyant is her gift. Most of us are more clairsentient. We don't open up with the seeing as well as the feeling, the sensing. So we have to hone that ability, that gift that we have. And sometimes if you don't see, just feel, because your feeling can be your eyesight, can be your third eye, if that makes sense. you know, like you, Han, Mary, you know, you two are probably like me. I'm not someone who has a clairvoyant gift like Jordana has clairvoyant gift. You know, she see clearly. Kiki has that too. You see, they see easily. But with us, we just have the thought, claircognizant, clairsentience. That's what we have. So that's why we can't compare with, you know, other people. If we don't see the gift that we have, it depends on what we're supposed to do in this lifetime. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you just kind of get that knowing, that feeling. Very good, Kiki. Good, good. Now, Kanti, yes. How was your experience?
I okay. So I think I probably don't get much. I just like follow your instruction,
Guided,
you know, like
right?
what you say, like I mean, just like breathe in and out, and then go to the botanical garden. I think that's what I feel. I try to like smell it or send
Mm-hmm.
it, whatever you said. So I kind of like my imagination, you know, that I kind of like see the tulip, like kind of like okay, tulip like red and yellow. Try to see the sunlight and then get to blue
Mm-hmm.
sky, those things. Yes, try to imagine whatever you said. And when you jump to the water, and then I think that what I remember, like try to write it down, but it's kind of hard, so I not really like open my eyes. So
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of write down what I remember. I just like go to the library,
Yeah.
and then I see like a kind of long table, like a big table. It's empty, though, but it's like the wood table, I think, and then it's have a chair like around the table. And then when I'm not sure about the master, I don't know. I see anything, you know, the god or anything. I don't think I see it. But
Mm-hmm.
when get to the room, like the room that you said about the theater, the one that
Yeah.
see your past life or future life or whatever you said, I think I
Mm-hmm.
kind of like maybe my imagination. I'm not sure. I just see like a kind of like angel. She like
Yeah.
dressed like a white angel, and we just sit there, and then you said like open the curtain and then see your past life, the future life. I tried to imagine that, but I didn't see much about the past life or the future. What I say, I can kind of like picture is somebody like a look like a somebody dressed like a Greek person. I'm not sure where
Mm-hmm.
it come from. It looked like a dressed like a white, all white, and then have like the crowd
Yeah.
jump. So I'm not sure that you know. So I kind of like that's it. I think that's what I see. And what else? When you said like, oh, we're gonna leave the room, right? And then they're gonna give you something, and I
Mm.
think they give me some type of like crystal or something. And
Mm-hmm.
you say what that mean? And I think I feel like thinking like, oh, just the power or the brave or whatever, you know, give me like
Right.
a yes. And then I remember, and you think we go back to the waterfall, right? And then go to the cave and then grab something from that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think imagination is just say like, oh, it's like diamond. So I probably that, and then I get the diamond back. Yes, I think that's it. What I remember.
Yeah.
Oh, and the book. I think the book is like a big book and it's open. That one I imagine it. Yeah, that one I remember. Yeah, that was I don't know what else. Yeah, but I
So
don't really see a lot of things like I think yeah.
that's okay, you know, and see what you just mentioned. I think I imagine it, you know, and this is how
Yeah,
it's going to happen in the beginning because we're going to feel like, oh God, did we make it up? Did we imagine, you know, and
right.
sometimes it's going to be hard in the beginning to kind of know what is real and not real, or if you imagine, you see.
Right.
But then when you get the confirmation of what happening from like what you thought you imagined, that's when you begin to believe that this is real now, you know.
Mm.
So I'll give you example. The beginning of last year, I just feel like it's a constant knowing feeling that I have to teach Thai students. And it's just
Yes.
becoming very strong. And I just said to myself, my God, did I imagine that? But I go, but it's not something I thought about it. You see? So when it happened, that's a confirmation. You see? And especially what's going on right now with the ascension time, with energy that we have at this moment, you know, you're not being this class just because you imagine that, okay, this is going to be something that that you have to do, but it's you are being guided by your higher self or your soul or your master, and even though you're not knowing why you're doing it. Does
Right.
that make sense? And this is just the journey, the beginning of your journey, having to learn how to imagine. Imagination has been lost for a lot of people, you know. But look at all the children. The children will tell you they see angels, they see this and see that, because they still
Yeah.
have that imagination. They still believe in the imagination. Everything is created by imagination. Books that you wrote, Mary, books that you wrote also would come from imagination when you start writing it. Even though you get channel information, you have to like imagine, visualize how it's going to look like, how the story is going to unfold, right? So everything comes from that. Elon Musk, look, his Tesla car, it's all come from his, you may call imagination. Everything that was created in this earth, they all came from imagination, and it becomes real. It becomes a vision and it becomes reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you mentioned about we should imagine. On one hand, it's like imagine, but on the other hand, we're supposed to, are you saying allow that imagination to flow? But I
Yes.
feel like imagine is like me creating it, whereas letting it flow is allowing it to come.
Yeah,
So
I got it.
feel, yeah, so can you help me
Yeah, I'll
out?
explain that one. I'll explain that one.
Thank
It's
you.
because we lost our imagination for so long. The way we have been programmed, have been conditioned, we lost all that, right? So in order to bring it back, we have to kind of create that picture, create that story, create that flow. And once you create that flow and you go into that flow of imagination, just like daydream, then you begin to relax. Then your brain begin to like, begin to slow down into that, the frequency of alpha. You guys know about alpha frequency, right? Brain wave. There's a beta, which is fast. Alpha is like when you're in a state of meditation or relaxation, very relaxed. And theta and delta. Theta is like when you're kind of dozing off, when you're very deep meditation or in a channeling state. And delta, that's like you're probably into a channeling state as well. So when you begin to imagine, you have fun watching the movie or begin to do that, then you begin to flow. And once you begin to flow, then that true story, images, information, and connection occurs. Messages occur. Channeling occur. Did I answer your question, Mary?
Yes, that the stages
Yes.
that you explained. What can a person not imagine but sit as neutrally as allowed to see what thoughts come? Can they skip the imagination, just go to the part of being blank and allowing things to come?
It would then happen to a lot of people when they begin to fall into that relaxation. But then when they don't set the intention of getting information, they may not get it. Because when it comes, they may not know how to receive it, if that makes sense. But when they begin to set intention and they go in with imagination, and when they let it flow, and they begin to be conscious enough to ask question, that's when all this coming in with the answer. But you can do that, what you just asked. You can just sit and flow. But, you know, just like when we do tarot cards, you know how Kitty is Mary's friend. She used the tarot card to take her into that relaxation, if that makes sense. So she using tarot card is the same thing as using imagination as well, because tarot is very visual. So she begins to throw the cards and then ask question. But when she begins to throw the cards and she look at the card, and even though she thinks she's reading the meaning of the cards, she begins to relax from the flow of throwing the cards into the stories. So what I just guided you in before, instead of using tarot, I'm using my guided word, take you into the stories. Then you begin to relax. Then we ask question. And whatever comes, you write down. The same thing as the process doing tarot card. You throw the card, you ask the question, and the question come, and whatever she feels, she tells you. Does that
Okay.
make sense? Mhm.
Yes, yes. So it seems like there has to be a point of a degree of control. So initially when you're imagining, you got to kind of have some intention and some control to create, but not so much control that you don't release and let it flow.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a little trick. Well, it just takes practice, like you said. I just want to, but that helped. So I don't know if anybody else had that that question about, well, how, creating, and then where does it get to the point? So you say create and let it flow. Okay.
What it is like, it's like a tool. Take you into imagination, it's like another tool. And the language of the subconscious is a language of story, images, pictures, and all this. So when you go into that flow of imagination, it slows down your brain wave. And then when it becomes a stories, you begin to flow, like when you watch movie. I mean, everybody flow when you watch movie, correct? When you go to a theater and watch something, then you begin to relax. But oftentimes when we watch a movie, we don't ask any question. You just kind of flow with it, watch it, and just enjoyment. But in this process, you want to be able to connect to your higher mind, your Akashic, and go in and ask questions. Eventually, you don't even have to go into this place. You just ask, and you're able to tune into that frequency of relaxation, or that alpha and theta state of brain wave. You just ask, and then answer what just comes in. And sometimes images just come in because you practice visualization enough that it flows into the story for you.
So Tina, I guess it's normal for a beginner like ourselves that when you try to guide, I find that my imagination is actually a limitation. I can't easily imagine scenarios, so I try to create.
Yeah.
And then it involves with my analytical mind. Hence why I felt the frustration of not be able to, creating that in a flow.
Right. And let the frustration go. Just whatever you get, just get. You don't need to get everything in the beginning. Just flow with it. Let your subconscious mind relax. And it's a practice. It's a journey. It's the art of letting go of the analytical mind, because that's what blocking you. We have been trained so much to use the left brain, to analyze so much, to question everything, and not the creative mind, you see? So it's creative is very feminine. Analytical mind is masculine. So for the longest time since beginning of the earth, they have killed the creative mind by using the creative human language. So we don't use the right brain. We don't use the creative mind. Because look at the ancient civilization, they have all those symbols all over inside of the cave or the wall or the temples. Those are the languages, the images, the drawings, the art, the creative. And that's how they communicate, just like in the dreams. That's how you communicate in the dreams, is all picture, images, and story in the dream, all symbolic, right? We don't use all that anymore, you know? And we use the left brain a lot. So when you are taking these classes, it's like you're like a baby, you're like an infant that you start walking, you know, letting go of this part, trying to come into this side and learn, relearn again. You had that when you were a little girl, little kid. But because of programming and the society, you begin to like lose it. We lost it. And all we do is just like analyze, analyze, and our brain just keep going like this. That's why we're all stressed. But notice when you go into this relaxation, into watching movies, stories, those are all right brain. You relax, music, art, creativity, all those taking you into relaxation. And this is how you connect to your divine, you know, superconscious and your divine light, your higher self, or your Akashic master. Does that make sense? Did I answer the question to Mary and Johan?
Yes,
Okay.
it's just a matter of practice.
Yeah, yeah. And that's normal, you know, that's normal because when you come on this path, it takes a little practice, but it won't take long, you know, and I see many students, they all got it, you know. Tokyo, did everybody get it in the class? From what you observed?
This class?
No, your class. When you took the class
Oh.
8 weeks.
My class this week was like honestly I didn't see a lot of things, but I just feel it. So you didn't have to see it.
No,
So
I meant like your classmate. Did you see, remember the first week, the
oh yeah,
classmate?
I do remember. Yeah. So many of my classmates they didn't see that much. Yes, they're just normal. Well,
And then at the end of the class, what
yes,
happened?
everyone get it. Everyone see it.
Yeah,
So, yep.
to the degree, at least they'll get something. Which and many of them, like Tokyo, he got it, and everybody's at different speed. In my one of my class, 26 weeks, I would say about 20% get it during the first month. The second month, I think I would say about 80% of students get it. Take them 2 months. There was one case, she's 75 years old, Yupin. Took her 3 months. And I
Yep.
remember she came to me and she said, at least you guys saw something and felt something. For the first 3 months, I said, Yupin, what did you experience? Nothing. What did you feel? Nothing. That was all her answer. 3 months straight. And then one day she texted me, she said, you know, Tina, do you think I will be able to do what like the rest of the class can do? Because I didn't seem to get anything, not even feeling. I said, yeah, you just block yourself. Everybody has it. Everybody has it. If you daydream, you imagine, you dream, you have it. Right? So finally, I think the end of 3 months, she got it. And now she get 100% accuracy all the time, not knowing a person, not seeing the face of a person, and she get a lot of information as well, you know. But for her to come this far, she has to learn to believe herself, you know, and learn to let go of analytical mind, you know, and it takes practice. And she was very, you know, she came to the class all the time. She practiced all the time. Yeah. And one day just like that. And since then she's been good, you know. So we're like, oh my God. I was like, this lady takes a long time. The last one in the class, but she got it. Yeah. So, but it took her 3 months and she would practice all the time. So anyway, you know, I'm not worried about you guys at all. I know you guys get it. Just a matter of believing yourself and don't think that you don't get it. Don't think because the first time you're doing this, you think that you're gonna like whoop whoop, then you don't need to take my class. Then you don't need to. It took me 6 months. When I first started, I share with everybody when I first started, it took me 6 months. to even like see anything, visualize, let it flow. Yeah. So it took me a long time as well. All right. Jason, are you there? I don't know you're still there. You turn on the microphone, please, if you're there. Unless you fell asleep with my guided meditation. Are you there? I'm just gonna wait until
Their name doesn't pop up. When I
mhm.
put it on there, they're totally not here.
Yeah, and Oliver, his internet because he's on the road, he's out of town. Seems like internet in Thailand is not quite stable because on all of you the sound's not as clear. Is that right, Mary? Yeah. You have to turn on the mic.
It's
Mhm.
hard to understand Kiki.
Yeah. And also sometimes Yuhan is in and
Johan
out, but
now.
better. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's just a
there's
connection.
There's Jason.
Jason, are you there?
He popped this
He-
guy.
He did?
Well, JB Tillery 2000 at Yahoo. That guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's right here.
Okay. He's not his microphone is off. Let me see.
Yeah, his mic is off. But
Right. I mean,
But-
I saw him here. Mhm.
but the two bottom squares are blank.
Okay. So since he's not respond, he's probably fell asleep. Okay. Yeah. Well, I saw today internet with Oliver too. He has internet, so he just texts afterward, with his Grace said that his internet has a problem, which he was trying to come in earlier too, and he was having a problem coming in. So anyway, guys, I'm going to have homework for you. I'm going to create a group, the private group. I'm going to post the recording in the group, and I'm going to throw some homework for you guys to do. But starting next week is going to be like a lot of homeworks, and you're going to be reading for each other. And the third week, I'm going to bring somebody else in who you don't know, and that's going to confirm that you are able to pick up information. And that's when you're going to believe in yourself. And the reason that I bring in sitter that you don't know, it's just so that you will believe what you pick up, and you're not making it up, because you get to the point where you get a lot of information you don't even know about that person, and this is when you begin to understand how you connect to your higher mind and get it right. Does that make sense? It's by reading other people, and it's a co-reading where you know zero information about him. You don't even see their face, you don't see their name, and you don't hear their voice. So you get just like co-reading. That's what I call it. No, no information at all, nothing. Right? So any question, guys, at all? And
Will we get our homework? You gonna be emailing us, or are you gonna tell us now, or what?
actually, no, I'm going to create the group. It's going to be a page. I thought I created already. I totally forgot about that, because of the trip that we went.
Yeah.
And I just realized before class that I forgot to create that group. It's on Facebook. And you will go in. I'm going to post all the recordings, and I'm actually going to post the name of the person that you don't know, and you're going to be connecting. You're going to go. Actually, I'm going to have you do homework next week better, because next week I'm going to guide you how to read other people. And that's when you're going to know how to do it. So let's do that. Is that cool? Today, go ahead, Mary.
So should we meditate every day now and practice what we just practiced?
Yes. Listen to recording. I'm going to end the recording right now because you don't need all that.